Hey everybody, how you all doing? Hey Rachel, Joe, Andrea, Claire, Kathleen, Pete, Joanne, Margaret, Martin, Paddy, Deborah, Joe. You're all especially welcome to our Quizzy Quiz. Quizzy Quiz for Quizzers Quiz. I'm trying to get wrong way, Vincent. There we go. Yeah. Our little old Christmas tree. So, how you all doing? Yeah, Hey Sam, it's not getting any... Well, how can I put it? It's getting weirder. Just when we thought it was getting better. But anyway, this little bit that we do and have been doing from March, thank you, gives us all an opportunity to just escape. So thank you all for continuing to encourage me and tune in. Hey, Mac Jacks, Billy, how you keeping? And first of all, a big thanks to all of you who've been migrating. Hey, Coleraine Wing of Sandbaggers. Where was I? Thank you for tuning in to the website. We're getting better at it. And over Christmas, we've got a few surprises. Fingers crossed. And thank you for all of those who have generously donated to both Northern Ireland Hospice and St Vincent de Paul. So a reminder that our website, everything is free on our kitchen quiz and has been the whole way through. But you now have the opportunity to donate to our partner good causes, Northern Ireland Hospice, well known, well respected, and something I have a serious heart for. And St Vincent de Paul, I'm actively involved with this cross-community organisation there to provide help financially for those who maybe are going to be struggling, particularly at this time of year financially. And anybody who knows anybody in our own little quiz bubble, reach out to me, because help is at hand for those people who shouldn't feel embarrassed to say, we need help this Christmas. So bear that in mind. And this little community of ours is doing a lot of good things. So thank you all for that. Thus far, we've raised almost £700. Wow. And we can do PayPal and we can do Stripe via card, but it's all voluntary. So those donation baskets are wide open for anybody who feels inclined to support our good causes. And there's a third basket if anybody wants to support me in our quest to build a wonderful trivia gaming community and invest further, because we've invested money. I'm not complaining, I'm merely explaining. So that would be good. So anyway, we've got a festive week coming up. Before the news on lockdown was breaking yesterday, we decided we would do a Boxing Night quiz. So we've got tonight, your Quizzy Quiz for Quizzers quiz. Tomorrow, our Party Quiz, which is a bit more entertainment-y. Still quizzy mind. Tuesday, I will be doing my, would you believe it, my 36th Christmas quiz. My first online, but my 36th. Yes, I started when I was 3. Was the very first one I did. So do the math. And then we're doing one on Boxing Night. And a few surprises, as well as seasonal Quizmassy stuff in store for you next week. So feel free to join in. That would be good. And think of those people that maybe are especially on their own. And they can team up with us. So, anyway, enough of me gabbling on. A shout out this evening to Emma Dev, youngest member of Team Dev. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Emma. Hope you are having a great birthday. Hope you're having a great birthday. And I was just reading the message there because I had this vision of Team Dev sprinting back to be here for 9 o'clock from their little birthday celebration. So happy birthday, Emma. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Edwina. What have I got in store for you this evening? For those of you tuning in for the first time, I need to remember that. The rules are dead simple. You just scribble down your answers on your scraps of paper, your notepad with your pens, pencils, crayons. Confer with your teammates near and far. There only is one golden rule, and no answers on the feed. That's it. No cheating, of course. Tonight we've got 4 rounds. We do things in groups of famous threes. Why, you say? No idea. Just like it. So welcome, Maria, Brona, Tony, Andy. You're all very welcome. So this evening we've got 4 rounds. 48 points available. Your first round, we've got 3. Belfast have just joined the Coleraine wing of Sandbaggers. 3 famous ladies. 3 famous V's. 3 famous explorers. 3 famous pieces of jewellery. You see, we mix it up a bit. Then we've got a full course of carefully handmade connections. Anybody who wants to avail of our back catalogue, I've already had one request who said, could I send them the book that I got them out of? Nope. They're all homemade. Yep. Homemade connections. So our back catalogue for a small fee. Just thought about that one today. For charity, of course. For anybody who likes connections. We've got a full course of those. Then we've got 12 images or pictures on our vMix. And this is the bit next week we hope to develop further. I'm excited by what vMix can do. And then we will finish with 3 famous Italians, 3 famous foodie Qs, 3 famous Joes, and 3 famous missing from 3s. As you can see, it's a famous quiz we've got in store for you. We don't do obscure stuff here. We may do tricky stuff, but not obscure. So, okay, all set for Friday, the 18th of December. 9 months on. Hi, you guys. Thank you for sticking with me. Round 1. 3 famous ladies. Famous lady number 1. Stefani, Joanne, Angelina Germanotta is your famous lady number 1. I repeat, Stefani, Joanne, Angelina Germanotta is your famous lady number 1. Okay so far? Hey Pete. Yeah, speak to one another on our website. We're all friends here. Famous lady number 2. Late Anglo-Saxon noblewoman. Late Anglo-Saxon noblewoman. The wife of the Earl of Mercia, whose famous lady rode naked through Coventry. Is your famous lady number 2. Who is this late Anglo-Saxon noblewoman who rode horseback naked through Coventry? Is your famous lady number 2. Hey William. Hi Maria. Famous lady number 2. And the third one's always the trickiest. Your famous lady number 3. Another English noblewoman, the 9 Days Queen. The 9 Days Queen, July 10 to July 19, 1553. Who is your famous lady number 3? The 9 Days Queen, even. Another English noblewoman, July 10, July 19, 1553 is your famous lady number 3. Hi Anne, the Thunderbroads from Dublin, Longford, Rome and Arlington, Virginia. Welcome. Our most internationalist of Quiz for Quizzers quiz team, the Thunderbroads. Hi Anne. Cora, etc. You're all very welcome. Hey Sandra, hey Mal, AJ. Don't worry if you're late tuning in, we'll do a quick recap of round one at the end. 4, 5 and 6. 3 famous V's. V for me. Famous V number 1, or question number 4. The principal royal residence of France from 1682 until 1789 is your famous V number 1. The principal royal residence of France. The years were 1682 until 1789 is your famous V number 1. Famous V 2. Famous V number 2. Best known work is a series of violin concertos known as the Four Seasons. Is your famous V number 2. Best known work is a series of violin concertos known as the Four Seasons. Not the hotel. Is your famous V number 2. Jerry, how you doing, buddy? Thinking about you and all your care. Good of you. Good to see you, Jerry. Well, you know what I mean. So there's your 2 famous V's. Your 3rd famous V. Famous V number 3. François-Marie Arouet, a French Enlightenment writer, historian and philosopher, 1694 until 1778. Who is François-Marie Arouet, a French Enlightenment writer, historian and philosopher, better known as? Is your famous V 3. Hey Martin. François-Marie Arouet, a French Enlightenment writer, historian and philosopher. Famous V of 3, number 3. Okay, I'll let you tidy up your famous V's. 7, 8 and 9. You're going to get 3 famous explorers. Of course they're famous. But I'm looking for their first names. So 3 famous explorers. It's their first names I'm after. So I give you explorer number 1, Cook. First name, Cook. Magellan is your famous explorer number 2, Cook, followed by even, when I used to be able to speak, Magellan. And lastly, Vespucci. Vespucci, your famous explorer number 3. So Cook, Magellan and Vespucci are your 3 famous explorers. 3 first names, however, for 7, 8 and 9. Evening, Alex. Thank you. People satisfactorily, successfully migrating to Vincent's kitchenquiz.com, our own little but growing, expanding community. So there were your 3 famous explorers. Cook, Magellan, Vespucci. Your final 3 in round 1. So this evening you've got 3 3 bits of jewellery. Yep, you heard me right, jewellery. From the anagram. Jewellery piece number 1. From this anagram, it's the jewellery piece I'm after. Good luck. Sticking with the old jewellery anagram theme. Piece number 2, or question/answer 11 of 12 in round 1. Good luck. And your final jewellery anagram, your final question at the end of phase 1. Phase? Jewellery piece number 3 from the anagram. Okay, so let's throw out by way of recap round 1 questions. So we had your 3 famous ladies, Stephanie, Joanne, Angelina Germanotta, your late Anglo-Saxon noblewoman, wife of the Earl of Mercia. Famous lady rode naked through Coventry City. Another English noblewoman, the 9 Days Queen, July 10, July 19, 1553. Those were your 3 ladies. Your famous V's, the principal royal residence, France, the best known work, violin concertos known as the Four Seasons, and Francois-Marie Arouet, your French Enlightenment writer, historian and philosopher, 1694 to 1778. Famous explorers, but it's their first names I'm interested in, respectively Cook, Magellan and Vespucci, and your anagrams, figure them out, the pieces of jewellery, kneecap collar, admiring nod, and angrier. So 12 points available in that first round. How did you get on? Well, sure. Let's find out. Just trying to get the tree in. Get dressed up next week. Maybe even start that tomorrow night. Here's your answers to round one. So your three famous ladies, respectively, Lady Gaga, Lady Godiva. Did you get Lady Jane Grey? Even your famous V's, Versailles, Vivaldi and Voltaire. Your James Cook, Ferdinand Magellan, well done. Anybody who got Amerigo Vespucci, pearl necklace, diamond ring and earring were your three pieces of jewellery. Is there an error on the second last one? I hope not. I hope not. It's possible. But too late now. The third last one. Pearl necklace. I do double and triple check, but that's not to say that I couldn't have made a mistake, because it's possible. Okay, so out of 12, let me know how you did. Pearl necklace, don't know. I'll check that out, but not right now. Okay, round two. Round two, a full course of connections. Connections, for those of you tuning in for the first time, you get 3 bits of information. You join the dots and figure out what connects. All homemade. And there's a couple of tricky ones in here this evening. What connects? Oh, so the graphic that I give you. Okay. Made a mistake. I triple check. But apologies, guys. Flipping anagrams, A's and R's. Connections. Give yourself a point for that. Connections. 1 foot in the grave. 1 foot in the grave. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And a letter in the phonetic alphabet. What connects? 1 foot in the grave, the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and a letter in the phonetic alphabet. Is your what connects number 1? 1 foot in the grave. If you're in Connecticut, you'll be going, what? Some things don't cross the Atlantic that well. 1 foot in the grave, a British TV show. But let's see if you can figure it out between the Hunchback of Notre Dame and a letter in the phonetic NATO alphabet. Is your what connects? Number 1, because you see in connections, you can get away with knowing just 1, definitely 2, 3. If you know all 3, you're laughing. Connection number 2. What connects? What connects your head with a building used for religious practices with Hollywood's #1 child actress? Hollywood's #1 famous child actress with a building used for religious practices with your head. Is your homemade what connects number 2? Evening, Elizabeth, Danielle, Ivan. Still reeling from my connection or my anagram. I hate making mistakes. Hate it. A very obtuse what connects number 3. Connections aren't easy, by the way, to make, that is. What connects one of Britain's most northerly settlements with a candle with a neo-noir action thriller media franchise starring Keanu Reeves? Flip. What connects this neo-noir action thriller media franchise starring Keanu Reeves with a candle with one of Britain's most northerly settlements? What connects? Number 3. You let me off, Anne, won't that? Anagram, please. Please. These connections are tricky this evening. What connects? Number 4. The musical Fame with Hungry Eyes / All by Myself / a French opera in 4 acts by George Bizet. What connects? Number 4. A French opera in 4 acts by George Bizet with Hungry Eyes / All by Myself with the musical Fame. Is your what connects? Number 4. Hungry Eyes. All by Myself. Same person. The French opera, George Bizet. The musical Fame. Is your what connects? Number 4, with Christmas tree on shoulder. We have a super duper party quiz tomorrow evening. And we have a Quizmas special on Tuesday. And we have a Boxing Night extravaganza. Yeah. Busy Christmas. 3 distractions. What connects? Number 5? What connects James Bond, jot that one down, an American Old West gang or group of outlaws, with an English chemist and physicist best known for introducing atomic theory into chemistry? Is your very tricky. There's a couple of really tricky ones in the middle here. Number 5, James Bond, an American Old West gang or group of outlaws, an English chemist and physicist best known for introducing atomic theory into chemistry. Flip. You're out there. Connection 5. What connects 6? What connects Doc Brown with Dumb and Dumber with a former West Indian cricket captain? A former West Indian cricket captain, Dumb and Dumber, and Doc Brown. Is your halfway point what connects? Number 6. Challenging connections this evening. Good scoring frogs, home aloners, the legs, Shamrock Solitude. So keep sharing your scores and team name on the feed. Doc Brown, Dumb and Dumber, a former West Indian cricket captain. What connects number 7? The benchmark classification of oil, The Office, the UK version, and the UK's first out-of-town shopping centre. The UK's first out-of-town shopping centre, The Office, the UK version, and the benchmark classification of oil. So if you're in Connecticut, you're really putting your hat all on the first or last one. The benchmark classification of oil. Yeah, when they talk about the price of oil, connection 8. What connects a former English Test cricketer and captain with blue jeans with an Austrian composer? What connects number 8? An Austrian composer with blue jeans with a former English Test cricketer and former captain is your what connects number 8. Connection 9. What connects a puppet show, boxing, with a wide assortment of fruity drinks? Your wide assortment of fruity drinks, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, with boxing, with a puppet show. Connection 10. What connects? What connects the comedian actor Simon Pegg with an American poet with a former English famous television host? A former English television host with an American poet with the actor and comedian Simon Pegg is your what connects number 10. Connection 11. In your tricky, one of the trickiest connection rounds ever made in the kitchen. But you're getting smarter. What connects Julia's Kitchen and the French chef, an American cooking author and TV personality, with an English thriller famous writer? His real name is Jim Grant, with another name for a young person. Another name for a young person, an English thriller writer whose real name is Jim Grant, with Julia's Kitchen and the French chef, an American cooking author and TV personality, is your penultimate but one connection number 11. I think anybody who gets more than 6 in tonight's connections has done super well. And your final connection. What connects a drink made of concentrated syrup, fruit syrup, a racket sport, and a genus of herbaceous vines? A genus of herbaceous vines with a racket sport, with a drink made of concentrated fruit syrup. Exhausting. And that's me. So let's throw up your answers. Just take your time. There's no rush here. In your own good time, I'll throw up all your connections in one page, in writing. So, One Foot in the Grave, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, A Letter in the NATO or Phonetic Alphabet. Your head. What connects your head with a building used for religious practices? With Hollywood's probably most famous #1 child actress. One of Britain's most northerly settlements, with a candle, with a neo-noir action thriller media franchise starring Keanu Reeves. Fame, the musical, Hungry Eyes / All by Myself, a French opera in 4 acts by Georges Bizet. James Bond, with an American Old West gang or group of outlaws, with an English chemist and physicist, best known for introducing atomic theory into chemistry. Doc Brown, what connects Doc with Dumb and Dumber with a West Indian cricket captain? What connects the benchmark classification of oil, The Office UK version, and the UK's first out-of-town shopping centre? A former English Test cricketer and captain with blue jeans with an Austrian composer. A puppet show with the boxing sport with a wide assortment of fruity drinks. Simon Pegg with an American poet and an English television host. Julia's Kitchen and the French Chef, who was an American cooking author and TV personality, with an English thriller writer whose real name is Jim Grant, with a young person. And a drink made of concentrated fruit syrup with a racket sport and a genus of herbaceous vines. Tricky connections for my smart Quizzy Quiz for Quizzers audience. Since we started this, you've been learning stuff every week. How did you get on? Let's find out. What connects? Answers revealed. Round 2. 12 points available here, as in round 1, as in round 3, as in round 4. So there you go. Did you get Victor, as in Meldrew, as in Hunchback of Notre Dame, Victor Hugo, as in the letter in the French or the NATO phonetic alphabet? Your temple in your head, your building for religious practices, your Shirley temple. John Wick, Wick as in candle, and Wick as in the north of Scotland. Eric Carmen, the opera, and Carmen, as in, where's my answers? Where are they when I'm looking for them? Carmen Diaz, Fame musical. John Dalton, the Old West gang, and Timothy Dalton. Christopher Lloyd Christmas, Clive Lloyd. The benchmark classification of oil. Brent, as in David Brent, as in Brent Cross Shopping Centre. Andrew Strauss, Johann Strauss, Levi Strauss. Punch and Judy, Punch, as in boxing, punch as in drink. Simon Pegg. Nick Frost, poet. Robert Frost, David Frost. Lee Child, as in Jack Reacher. Jim Grant, as in Julia. Child, as in child. And your squash, as in your drink, as in your sport, as in your genus of herbaceous vines. Excellent scoring, guys, in what can only be described as a very, very tricky, obtuse, but you have never failed to disappoint. Just when I thought it was too hard, you go and do it. Round 3, your picture round. Well done, guys. Great, fabulous, fan-dabba-dozy scoring. We've got 3 wind instruments to begin with. 12 images, 3 wind instruments, 3 fashion logos, 3 capitals. Oh, and 3 Roman landmarks. Okay, wind instruments. Number 1. This instrument, please. Good luck. Wind instrument number 2. Good luck. Wind instrument number 3. Three musical wind instruments followed by 3 famous Eternal City landmarks. Identify these 3 from Rome. Good luck. Number 1. Famous Rome landmark. Number 2. And personal fave, Eternal City landmark. Good luck. 3. Okay, after wind instruments, after Rome, 3 fashion logos, 3 brands. Brand number 1. Brand number 2. So there were your 3. Yep, I had the volume button turned down. So 3 fashion brands. Did you get that last one? Thanks, Sam. And we finish with a map. 3. Let me know that you can hear me okay. I just momentarily, as was moving some paper, had turned the volume off. So just give me the thumbs up that the sound is okay. That'd be good. Loud and clear? Yep, super. Okay, we have a map. A map of Europe. Thanks, guys. Super. Fandabadozi. A map of Europe. 3 tricky. Thank you. 3 tricky European capitals. Thanks, Jimmy. Cheers, P. Thanks, guys. Here we go. A map. Take your time. 1, 2, and 3. 3 European capital cities from this map. Tricky. Okie dokes, let's do a quick fly through your 3 wind instruments. Your 3 Rome landmarks. Your 3 fashion brands. And then your 3 European capital cities from the map. The respective capital cities, please. Okay, a mixed bag there. Everything from fashion to Rome to musical instruments to European capitals. A real mixed bag, which is the ingredients of the kitchen for differing palates. Okay, good luck. Your answers to your penultimate round, your pitch around this evening. Good luck. So, did you get trumpet, French horn and trombone? You obviously figured out the Colosseum. Did you get the Trevi Fountain? And did you get the Pantheon? Nike, Ralph Lauren, Swarovski, who do pearl necklaces with or without an A or an R. Belgrade, tricky. Tallinn, definitely tricky. And did you figure out Bern? Those European capital cities are enough to test even the smartest geographers. So out of 36, let us know how you're getting on. And after round 3, in a few moments, we'll finish up with round 4. So, thank you for tuning in this evening. Tomorrow evening, same time, 9 o'clock GMT. We have our party quiz, 4 p.m. Eastern Seaboard party quiz, where we do a quizzy quiz, but with a more entertainment-y feel. Great scoring, Shamrock, Lockdown, Comfortably Dumb, the Home Aloners, Mac Jacks, Carnegie, great scoring this evening, guys. And we may even have an after party. Then on Tuesday evening, we got our Quizmas special. You're fine, Colin. It's the winning, the taking part that counts. And movies, TV, tunes, and quizzy stuff tomorrow evening. And then we'll have a Quizmas party on Tuesday. And then we'll do one in Boxing Night, because we'll not be going very far. And we'll make it light, and we'll make it fun, and we'll have a bit of crack and a few Christmas tunes and movies. And I'm working on an extra special ingredient this Christmas from our Kitchens Quiz platform. And feel free. In fact, I would encourage you, go onto the website, which most of you are doing now, and donate to our charities. See if we can bolster. We're almost at 700 quid. Thank you, in the space of a week, from a rather slow start with the website, but we're getting more comfortable now. Donate through PayPal and card if you feel the urge. And remember, know anybody in trouble who needs a bit of help this Christmas? Please let us know. we can help out through St. Vincent de Paul, and we can help people maybe who are struggling financially this Christmas. Okie dokes. Final round. Your final round. We start with between cricket and Rome. 3 famous Italians. Famous Italian number 1. Famous Italian number 1. Good scoring. Fins, the Frogs, Vanessa and the Legs. Famous Italian number 1. The longest serving post-war Prime Minister, media tycoon and former owner of AC Milan. Is your famous Italian number 1. Longest serving post-war Prime Minister, media tycoon and former owner of AC Milan. Is your famous Italian number 1. Got to get the spelling right, by the way. Only kidding. Great scoring, Deborah. Famous Italian number 2. A jockey. Winner of 7 races in a single day at Ascot in 1996. Is your famous Italian number 2. A jockey. 7 winners in one day at Ascot. The year was 1996. Is your famous Italian number 2. Okay. And your famous Italian number 3. She starred opposite Cary Grant in Houseboat. Also the first actress to win an Oscar for a foreign language performance. Is your famous Italian number 3. Starred opposite Cary Grant in Houseboat. The first actress to win actress to win an Oscar for a foreign language performance. Is your famous Italian number 3. Next set of 3 from the kitchen. Famous foodie cues. So there's a cue somewhere in the answer. Foodie cues from your foodie kitchen. Foodie cue number 1. A blue cheese made from sheep's milk and aged in limestone caverns. Is your famous foodie cue number 1. A blue cheese made from sheep's milk and aged in limestone caverns. Is your famous foodie cue from the kitchen number 1. Was your cheesy foodie cue number 1. Foodie cue number 2. Savoury egg custard baked in pastry. Savoury egg custard baked in pastry. A speciality of Alsace-Lorraine in France. Alsace-Lorraine, your savoury egg custard baked in pastry, is your famous foodie cue 2. And your famous foodie cue 3. A grain-like seed. A grain-like seed, staple food in the Andes, as in South American mountain range. Is your famous foodie cue number 3. A grain-like seed, the staple food in the Andes. Paul. Is your famous foodie cue number 3. Your grain-like seed, staple food in the Andes. Home straight now, guys. 6 to go. Your penultimate famous set of 3s. Famous Joes. Famous Joes. Famous Joe number 1 or 7, if you catch my drift. A Georgian revolutionary and Soviet politician who ruled the Soviet Union from the mid-1920s until 1953 is your famous Joe number 1. Who is this Georgian revolutionary Soviet politician who ruled the Soviet Union from the mid-20s to 1953? Famous Joe number 1. Famous Joe 2. Nickname Joltin' Joe, or the Yankee Clipper, widely considered to be one of the greatest baseball players ever, is your famous Joe number 2. Joltin' Joe, or the Yankee Clipper, widely considered to be one of the greatest baseball players ever. Less one foot in the grave, more US based Connecticut. Joltin' Joe, or the Yankee Clipper, one of the greatest baseball players ever, is your famous Joe 2. Famous Joe number 3. Famous Joe number 3, an American politician, Republican US senator associated with the period in the US of Cold War tensions, fueling fears of communist subversion, is your famous Joe number 3. Who is this American politician, a Republican US senator associated with a period during the Cold War tensions fueling fears of communist subversion, is your famous Joe number 3. Okay, your final 3 are these missing from 3. So you get 2 of 3 and you figure out what's missing. These are tricky. Interesting tricky. Not boring tricky. Interesting tricky. Okay, so your famous missing from 3, number 1, if that makes sense. Brazilian Formula 1 champions. Brazilian Formula 1 champions. There's been 3 of them. I'm going to give you 2 of them. I give you Ayrton Senna and Emerson Fittipaldi. Who's missing from Brazilian Formula 1 champs? Ayrton Senna, Emerson Fittipaldi, and who is your famous missing from 3? 1. Emerson Fittipaldi, Ayrton Senna, Brazilian Formula 1 champs. Your penultimate question. Chemical symbols beginning with C but not containing an I. Have you got it? Chemical symbols, or chemical elements rather, beginning with a C but not containing an I. I give you 2. So I give you carbon and I give you copper. Carbon and copper. So what's the third chemical element in the periodic table beginning with C and not containing an I other than carbon and copper? So other than carbon and copper, your third chemical element beginning with a C but not containing an I. And your final missing from 3, bit of a poetic license, I admit. Not in the answer, but in one of the not missing. So countries that border India. There are 3, beginning with B. I give you 2. Bangladesh, Burma. I know it's not called Burma anymore, but for the purposes of this, I'm going to call it Burma. Burma, Bangladesh, and which other country beginning with B borders India? Is your tricky country bordering India number 3, beginning with a B, other than Myanmar, Burma, and Bangladesh? So there's your final round. Your famous Italians, longest serving post-war Prime Minister, media tycoon and former owner of AC, the jockey winner of 7 races in a single day in Ascot in 1996. And your third famous Italian starred opposite Cary Grant in Houseboat, even the first actress to win an Oscar for typo there for a foreign language performance. Your famous footy cues, your blue cheese made from sheep's milk, your savoury egg custard baked in pastry, your grain-like seed, your famous Joes, your Georgian revolutionary and Soviet politician who ruled the Soviet Union from the mid-20s to 1953, Joltin' Joe, the Yankee Clipper. Forget the bonus point. Just want to know who your famous Joe number 2 is, and your American politician, Republican, US Senator, famous Joe number 3. And missing from 3s, there were 3 Brazilian Formula 1 champs. I give you Ayrton Senna and Emerson Fittipaldi. Whom did I not give you? Your chemical elements beginning with C but not containing an I give you carbon, copper, missing please. And countries bordering India beginning with a B, I give you Myanmar/Burma. Bangladesh, third, beginning with a B. Okay, so tidy up your final round, and here's your answers. Out of 48, please keep posting your scores after we shut down. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Well, you'll see me, and keep liking and sharing and donating. That would be wonderful, and thanks for your company this evening, and I'll see you tomorrow evening. Well, here's your answers. Good luck. So the longest serving post-war Prime Minister, AC Milan, media tycoon Silvio Berlusconi. Frankie Dettori won 7 races in a single day in Ascot in 96. Sophia Loren starred opposite Cary Grant. Roquefort, quiche, quinoa, Joseph Stalin, Joe DiMaggio, and Joseph McCarthy were your three famous Joes. Nelson Piquet was your missing Brazilian Formula One champion. Extra well, specially well. Clap on the back, pour yourself a drink if anybody got cobalt, and equally well done anybody who figured out Bhutan. 2, maybe 3 tricky missing from 3s right at the end. So let me know. Keep posting those scores out of 48, guys. Enjoy your weekend as best you can. And tomorrow night, Tuesday night, Boxing Night, I'll be here. Hopefully you will. And thank you for all your donations so far to our charities. Thank you, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And tomorrow, great scoring, sandbaggers, maxed out, fabulous. Thank you, guys, for tuning in. Thanks for your generosity. This little community's here to help, and at the same time, just have a bit of fun. And tomorrow we'll play some tunes. Bless you all. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves, and stay safe. Adios.